All right, we are back. This is Rolling Green, reactions, rants, and rabbit holes, and let's just get into this. So how I understand it is the reporter is going to meet with an author, and we're going to get a story from a book that I'm guessing is banned or can't be talked about. I'm going to have to watch the movie more than once. There was a lot of characters, a cast of characters that here. I would have never guessed that the guy serving tea was gonna come into play at the end and be, like I'm pulling for him. So, uh, all kinds of stuff going on. I'm gonna be fair. It's my first Indian film at all, ever, uh, outside of the cliche stuff I could list from America, from the United States, and I didn't want to do that. I'm not making comparisons. I'm not a movie critic. I liked the movie. I thought it was fun, very fun, fast paced. This movie flies by. I mean, it is edited like a 2.5 hour trailer. I mean, the slow mo is God, I want to say it was overused, but I liked it. But then I like chilling, watching action films and all the. So, reporter's going to tell this story. She gets together and we start the tale, and I think it could be then we go in and we meet. We've met young Rocky and Mom. There's a lot of spoilers. So, boy, if you've never seen the film, this is not the. You should go somewhere else, because I'm just going to tell you what I saw. I'm basically spoiling the whole film. Young Rocky has ambition. And honestly, this is where he put, if you haven't seen the film, they're looking for someone with courage. And in a room of sheep, there stood one lion who will become a typhoon. Oh, yeah. So we see some exploits of young Rocky, but we don't understand he's Rocky yet. He needs to make that name for himself, and he's going to make his name along with a brand. So when we finally get to meet, is it Yash? Full his ultimate form, if you will. It looks bad for him. Now, I'm a big movie fan, so I don't hate, but I mean, a lot of foreshadowing here. It turns out being captured is one of his special powers, and I'm not making a joke. He uses that ploy more than once to his own ends, which is cool. I like that. It was consistent. He consistently was able to get himself out of a bind. We watched him get himself, well, not this time. That's why it acted as foreshadowing, because then when it came the second time, I kind of knew we'd see it again in the third act, which worked good for me, because holy smokes, the end, holy moly, Rocky. So, right about here, he is gonna let us know that he can kick ass. I mean, he just kicks ass and basically starts working his way up the ranks. And we get, he works his way up to his first musical number. Now, I'm not making fun. I understood that it was almost like this metaphorical dream sequence plus montage. As Rocky's coming up, you get the song, and instead of just a song on the soundtrack, I mean, you get the musical number that goes with it. For my first experience of that popping into the middle of the first third of a film, I mean, I think we're still solidly in Act 1 right here. Uh, I thought it was kind of cool. He's very photogenic and is awesome. I mean, he kicked a lot of ass in the background of it, from the washing clothes to taking over the docks to gaining control of the gold flow, I believe, is how he really established himself in, was it Bombay? So basically, by this point, our guy he's the man. We haven't heard the story, I don't think, but he is now branded Rocky. And he explains when he was a shoe shiner how that worked. He realized your name and it's got to be, a brand. So that was kind of cool. So he's got his control. By this point in the film, I'm following along his story pretty well. There's so many other characters that, I'm following it, but he's got to leave. He's going to go to he gets basically picked to do a mission. And this is where it starts getting a little cloudy for me, because he's going to do a mission, but first he's got to fall in love. And the comic side to this fight scene, and young lady is just attractive. So this is great. There's dancing and fighting and drinking, and I don't understand cultural or regional issues. So is it you can't purchase alcohol on certain days, or you can't actually drink it? Is it a cultural or religious? And trust me, if you're on the wrong side of the fence here, there's the end of this film did just come out of nowhere for me. So I definitely, there is a spiritual nature to all the characters, and because I don't know anything, the irony is what I knew was a stereotypical Hollywood idea. And when we get to the end of this, you'll see that I'm still in a fog about all of that. So, he's going to meet his girl, and he falls for her like a brick. I don't know what the comparable expression would be, but he was like one look, done. I will love you. And then he sells her. Don't get me wrong, because she's, do I love Rocky? I don't know. And then when he gets, I don't got a picture for it, but I was actually moved by the bread in the road scene and blocking the traffic. And even if Rocky is like the anti-hero, right? Because this is all a crime story, right? Like The Godfather, if you ask me. So you have some morally gray areas, right? Well, to help that go down better for me, the fact that he's always connected to his mother, to the lower, the poor. I have strong opinions about the rich in power versus poor and that whole thing. But I think the movie plays it out all on its own, and because I don't know enough about anything, we're going to leave that go. She gets sold. She eventually falls for him. But I got confused. No kidding. Because around the end of Act 2, or I guess, yeah, because he's gonna go off on his mission pretty soon. But then there's another musical number, and was this I don't know if it was to set his new girl against him, or to make it easier to allow him to leave. I'm not sure how this plays out, like in the heart, in the head. I thought it was a very It was good. I liked it. Let's see. I think we got one more. Oh yeah, no, because I got confused. I didn't know if she was if was it an imagination. I kind of came away with it like it was a okay. She fell for Rocky, but then he's gonna go off on this mission, and she's having this like I don't know if it was reality or like a daydream. And he was up there because he was kind of loyal to her. He seemed like he fell for her hard, and it was funny. There was levity in that scene, but I mean, it seemed like the character was now going to be loyal. Then this was like, was this the second guessing of his loyalty? And oh, Rocky's so incredible. How could he just want me? He must want, I don't know how that all played out. And it doesn't matter because I was a long ways from done with the film. So like the beginning, I was saying there's a little weird foreshadowing. I didn't realize it yet. This is where I figured it out. As he, this was a cool move. This was a great fight. And then he just slips in and he's going to give himself up because he has to go in captured like a prisoner. So right around, it seemed to me like the end of Act 2, beginning of Act 3, Rocky, he fights his way into KGF. And he gets there through all the wall and the fortifications and the troops, and he gets there. Now, I thought it was awesome when they did, and the reason there's only boys, and it's heart-wrenching. But the fact that our Savior is here, and I liked it. It was growing. We already knew Rocky's a badass by this point in the film. So now it's like, how's he going to play this out? They've given us bits and pieces because the whole map and the other half of the map is there, and trying to hold on to that storyline or that subplot, plus all the bad guys and good guys subplot. So by here, I'm basically focusing on Rocky and his experiences being locked up. Unfortunately, Rollen relates from his youth. So we get there, and the white line. Man's inhumanity to man. Humans' cruelty to other humans. I don't really want to debate how you want to put it. Are we our brothers and sisters keepers? Well, this takes a harsh. There's probably a big truck going by. It takes a harsh look at that, and we haven't even got to what's at the bottom of the elevator shaft yet. Oh my goodness. So for me, this whole period of the movie was really they kind of put hope, and you got a lot of despair, a lot of misery. You got taken into the oppressive nature of being basically a gold mining slave. At the same time, you watched there's a truck. You watch Rocky develop, and we'll get to it. We kind of knew he was going to challenge everybody by this point. This was Rocky's going to get some food, but we're still in the guards' inhumanity section. To me, it was mostly about the guards building up to, I think, the elevator shaft, and well, these moments, just basically they got to figure out who who's the. Oh yeah. Oh, this is heart wrenching. They kind of figure out someone's there to kill the big boss, or the, oh, what is his name? Not him, the other guy. The, oh, I do. I'm so sorry. Uh, I would really need go no Garuda. He was there to kill. Yeah, I think. Okay, so it doesn't go as well as all that. We're getting our heart crushed still by this point. Rocky doesn't get found out, but oh, I thought I okay, but his love thinks he's dead. Um, there's this moment where we it's like self reflection, and he kind of looks back on his mom passing, and I think is that next. Yeah. Okay, we are in the right. So as he's kind of reflecting, here's the spot. He's not being reborn, but his mission. Who, the reporter and the writer and the guy delivering tea. Is that where we're at? Oh no, this is where he's ready. So this is where we're kind of about a half hour before the end, and it's getting ready to just explode. Trust me when I say there's been a lot going on to get to this point. The amount of over the top action scenes are amazing. The amount of story for a guy reading along. Whew. So, I basically am just pulling for Rocky. I can't tell. You know what it was? It's the girlfriend's family and the guy that relished in Rocky being dead. And then who the girlfriend says, should I tell him? That's at the very end. But should I tell him or should you? So I got confused because, well, I guess he didn't like him winning over her heart or something. Or maybe that was her betrothed. That would make, I don't know, right? There's so much story that old Rollen didn't understand. But Rocky's coming to life now. It's gonna happen. He's let a lot had to slide in the prison camp. And for a person listening to the story, maybe it seemed like Rocky wasn't gonna be able to pull through. And we learn just how cruel, just how horrific their keepers are. And well, we understand even if Rocky did some bad stuff, and like I said, this is all kind of a crime tale to me, almost like Tarantino-esque, over the top with the action and the violence and the masculine energy, and but its dark side was very defined. If there was gray areas in the crime story that Rocky was living. And hey, by the end of the film, we find out he's the biggest criminal there is, and the government's going to go after him, I think. They define evil better. So, if Rocky is an anti-hero, the actual antagonists of the film are so dark and dark. Whew, let me tell you. Okay, hold on. Okay, we better. So, yeah, this is the last straw. And if you've seen the film, you know what's going to happen now. We know something horrific by this point goes on at the bottom of the well at the mine. And I mean, did I misunderstand, or is that basically a cannibal cult down there in the basement? Like I said, dark. Hell, that's dark. So, did I? Yeah. Oh man, this broke me out of my I was just sucked in, and I understand. I liked this dynamic. I even think this dynamic mirrored some of the other storytelling where he's just a guy delivering tea, but he's like, nah, superpower. I want to know right now. The story's more important than your power. News reporter lady. I mean, no disrespect with the names things. I would never get through this reaction. I would never get through this if I tried doing pronouncing names the whole time. So, this was great. And then we jump back, and it turns out, oh yeah, no, he's gonna come alive. Boom! He just explodes, and that is the moment right there. It was just amazing. If the action sequences are great, the positioning, the framing, all fine from my standards. I liked it. And then we get down, and Rocky, he just unleashes on the cannibal cult, and it didn't work. Didn't work too well for them guys. But fun scene. Very shovel. Rocky goes shoveling. You have to check some of that out. I can't really tell you much more than that because, we're already at the borderline for YouTube's check boxes. And we haven't even cursed once. But there was a lot of crazy stuff going on. Whether it's it's a movie, I get it, but wow. Oh yeah, so Rocky, the cannibals get theirs. See, I think that's the third. Yeah, that one. And that one, that's a big checkbox. Takes care of business, and to be honest, he wins his army right there. Now they're going to reference that later and explain it to you, but there it is. That was his ultimate rebranding right there. He wasn't just the Don of Bombay. He didn't just swoop in and take underboss's daughter and make her his own. He just recruited an army. And then he signals, and basically he lets everybody know Rocky's back. Boom! And he starts laying the smack down on their candy asses. I really liked the little subplot with the stories on the wall, so I thought I would mention that. I thought that was a great, like I say, and this was reinforcing that Rocky had basically earned the respect of everyone there, freed them from their fear, and became their leader. Now, I don't know nothing. And when I said that my only opinion was literally cliche, stereotypical, it was from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And I'll be 100% no bullshit to you. When it come down to a basically sacrificial cult at the end, I'd be about boom. And I don't know enough, so I'm not going to make judgment. No. I did not think we were going human, straight human sacrifice. I don't care. I mean, that's what it is. I don't understand why we can't. It was like, what? They're going for that. Oh yeah, and I mean, seething. I mean, so it wasn't a crevasse full of lava. It was just seething, smoking red water. Excuse me. They're right. Smoking is bad for you. 100%. And I openly admit you should quit if you do. But Rollen, yeah, I got bad habits. Um, if I had one drawback, if they built it up really well. They built it up really well. I knew Rocky was in that group. So they had foreshadowed that twice with the right. And then as the guy is telling, they're looking for someone. They're looking for Rocky, right? How did he go? No one could have got across the white line. No one could have got there. No one could. They were just building it up for the reveal. Now, because of foreshadowing, old Rollen kind of knew. Doesn't change how cool it was. Popping out that scene when he finishes Garuda. I hope I'm getting that right. Oh, solid. Oh yeah, no, that was about it. So then they're gonna wrap up a bunch of stuff, but honestly, I don't know. It's like 2.5 hours. I don't think I've. There's a chapter 2. If you're naive enough to think that he's not going to make it through chapter 1, you probably didn't see the trailer to chapter 2. There's the problem with being so far behind. Of course, I know he's going to make it. I'm ready for watching the second one. Now that hurts. It hurts with the suspension of disbelief. But sorry. Real life continues whether I'm making reactions or not. It just has to be. Family has always got to get through, not solicitation. Hey, so let's see here. I think that's it. Oh yeah, that is. And it was just I did sit through the credits, not to read them, but I watched the drawings, and I do believe in sitting to the end of the film. I probably won't be watching chapter 2 tonight. Hell, I might. I might be able to knock that one out tonight. We'll see. I liked it. I really did. If you like action, it's fast paced. Rocky's cool as hell. I mean, dude looks awesome. He looks alpha male to me. I mean, I liked the masculine energy, and at no point did anybody feel bad for being the people they were, which is just fine with me. It's a movie. I'm not projecting real life onto it. I don't need characters to be apologetic to make people sitting in the audience happy. I think all art is subjective. You should take away from it what you do. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I will be watching chapter 2. I'll probably watch chapter 2 and then watch them both again back to back. Take a day off and just watch them, because there is enough going on that I could see it all one more time. Take care.